2012, who in this room grew out of their shoes? Nobody? Isn't that great? Isn't it great that I get to have the same shoes in 2013 that I paid $100 for in 2012? You know who grows out of shoes? Children. They grow out of their clothes every few weeks, constantly. Just September, my daughter grew 2 inches. She grew out of 7 pairs of shoes and all of her pants and her tights and leggings as well. Having 2 children means that I am now a personal shopper. I have to buy clothes constantly buying clothes. This can be very nerve-wracking. First of all, it's expensive. Second of all, when you put that new pair of pants on that boy and you send him off to preschool and he draws on it with a marker, and then he grows out of it, maybe he's worn it one time. Today, since I moved back to Seattle, I have learned a little Seattle subculture that has helped me with these problems, and it saves the earth too. So I'm here as the ninja of this new subculture to teach all of you that if you ever have children, you can save the world, you can save those gray hairs, and you can save a few dollars. I call this subculture Skimpin! And this is called by other people thrifting. But when I think of thrifting, I think of kids in scruffy clothes that have been washed too many times, and they're kind of wrinkled and looking rough, and my kids do not look like that. My kids are pimping. My kids have awesome outfits. My daughter is the eclectic Pippi Longstocking with the striped leggings and the pink skirt and the multicolored shirt and the matching hat and little boots. My son likes to do things like climb on top of the refrigerator. So he wears cargo pants with pockets that he can stuff with rocks every day at school and bring them home for the washing machine, and sporty t-shirts. So today I'm going to teach you the 3 most important things to be a successful skipper. Those 3 things are, number 1, pick a good spot and go there often. Number 2, be choosy. And number 3, prune, prune, prune. Number 1, pick a good spot. Okay, there are 2 kinds of thrifting. There's going to thrift stores like Goodwill or Value Village, and there's consignment stores. Both of those rely on the local communities to contribute items, either to put them on consignment or to donate them. If you go to a neighborhood where the local people, where the houses are larger and the cars are more expensive, like Bellevue, you're going to find a lot higher quality merchandise in there. These people dispose of their clothes with the tag still on from the store, never worn. So pick a good spot where you find, you'll even find that there'll be somebody who's constantly putting stuff there who's just your taste. There was somebody who was dropping off little corduroy dresses, 1 every 3 weeks for consignment, and I would scoop them up every time, like, oh, it's just Scarlet size. This girl had a daughter just a little older than mine. It was perfect. In this whole phase where she was wearing corduroy dresses of a different color every couple months. So pick a good spot. Go there often. It's important to stop in often. You can never walk in there like, oh my gosh, I got to get all the kids' school clothes today. That's never going to be happening. It's more like a treasure hunt. You have to swing by, take a look at what's there, and move on. Don't get desperate. Don't ever go in there with like a hot, on-fire need. You'll never find it then. I work into my weekly routine. On Sundays, I do the grocery shopping like most people. But on the way to the grocery store, I swing by my 2 favorite little shops and just take a quick look. That way you know you're not missing anything. Point number 2, you have to be choosy. It is so important when you're going every week to be choosy, because it can get a little bit, the treasure hunt aspect of it can be a little bit exciting. It's a little bit like when you find something good, it really feels satisfying. Look at this dress, it's brand new and it's exactly her size. It's gonna be so cute. But that can lead into the sort of effect you get when you go to an all-you-can-eat buffet. If your shopping cart is taller than you are, you need to go back and put some things back on the rack. Because even if every one of those things is perfect, your children will grow out of them before they've worn them all. And your child has a dresser only this big. So be choosy, be choosy, be choosy. Know your brand. There's this brand you see a lot, Mosh. I can't even read it. It's M-O-S-S. Sometimes it looks kind of cute, but it's a Target brand. $3 in a thrift shop, it's only $4 in Target. Buy it new. So know your brands, get some Baby Gap and some Children's Company, the good stuff, it's gonna last. And make sure that you check the zippers work. If it's a jacket, check that zip off hood is actually on and not off. Because you can afford to take your time and choose. The wonderful thing about a thrift shop is got 40 kinds of different brands from all different tastes, and you can really find the thing that's interesting and neat. So be very choosy. The third point is prune. This is so important. You have to, here's my routine. Sundays are also laundry day. And in the evening when I'm folding, I inspect the garments and I say, tear, too small, and I have two bins in my basement. One is for donation and one is to hand down to my sister. You have to prune, 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 because if you don't, you become a hoarder. Don't be a hoarder. So, the beauty of this is it's a virtuous cycle, right? Your kids look great. I feel like the best mom on earth because I go shopping once a week, spend $20 on clothes, and my kids are always in clothes. Remember when you were a kid? Maybe your parents did this too. They buy the clothes that are too big, and then you have to slop around in them, and then by the end of the year, your pants are high water. I hate that. My kids' clothes fit every day because I stay on top of it, because I have a personal shopper in me. Not only do my kids look good, my budget looks great. It stops the stress. So, Owen cut the leg off his pants today. Well, they were only $3, weren't they? And by reusing these reusable items, it helps things out of landfill. It helps just the process of manufacturing clothing has a weight on our environment that we can slow down a little bit. I'm not saying you should buy everything thrifting, anything that's not visible from the outside, maybe you want to buy new, but I really highly recommend, if you have children, try this. Try Skimpin, and your kids will look as good as mine. And I would like to leave you with one last point. Skimpin works for grown-ups too. Ask me how much I paid for this gift. Fellow Toastmasters and honored guests.